Hello there, Breffney O'Kelly here. I'm a buyer's agent and I'm doing this video because I've just come from a final inspection and I thought there might be buyers out there who don't know what a final inspection is. So what a final inspection is it's a buyer's chance to walk through the property that they've agreed to buy at the point in which they're very close to acquiring keys to it. So it's the point at which both parties have signed the contract. Your funds by this stage are probably in your own solicitor's office ready to close the deal. So it's within 24, 48, 72 hours of actually closing the deal. And by closing the deal, I mean of you as a buyer getting keys to the property. So that's when a final inspection is done. So what is it? Well, it's a buyer's chance to walk through the property and find out if it has been left in the condition that they would expect to find it. E.g., typically a buyer would expect to find a property empty of the owner's possessions, completely empty from attic to garage. And they would usually expect to find the fixtures and fittings left in the property, so the fitted kitchen and fitted kitchen appliances left in the property, and anything that's freestanding to have been removed. Unless, of course, you have agreed otherwise with the seller. Sometimes my buyers might like to say, look, could we buy that particularly nice piece of furniture from you, or would you leave those curtains, please, because they're particularly nice. And sometimes not. So I have just come back from a final inspection today, and not in one of these houses, by the way. I've come back from a final inspection in a 3-bed terraced house, and I looked at the house from top to toe, including the attic. And it wasn't that easy to get into the attic, by the way, because the selling agent didn't have the necessary thingamajig to open the attic. So we just improvised, and I stood on a bedside locker and got up to have a look in it. So what I'd say is just make sure you do get up into the attic during a final inspection, because it's often a place where sellers have forgotten to clear, as in fact proved to be the case today. There were a few boxes and some Christmas decorations left up in the attic, which I asked them to remove. I also noticed that the oven in the kitchen was not clean. Now, the seller isn't obliged to clean the oven, but it's pretty bad practice to leave it dirty, so I have asked them to clean it. I also noticed that the shed, the garden shed, was not empty. It had some things that my buyers might like, e.g. a lawnmower, electric, and some things that they definitely won't want, e.g. old bags of cement. It also had some empty pots and some garden furniture. So my job is to ask my clients, do they want the garden furniture? Do they want the lawnmower, etc.? Or do they want everything taken away and everything cleared? So that's my job. And then once my buyers come back to me and tell me what they do and don't want, I'll communicate all this with the selling agent and we'll see what happens next. As I mentioned, the sellers aren't obliged to leave the property clean. They are obliged to leave it clear and free of their stuff, but clean is a different matter. So I'm hoping that the agent will indeed ask the sellers to clean the oven and clean the house. We'll make sure that happens. So if you're a selling agent watching this video, you might at this point, if you don't already, decide you're going to create a template email for all your sellers just to send them coming up to the closing period to just do a checklist of what is expected from them. Obviously there's what's legally expected, and then there's also what's energetically nice to do, as in not leave a mess behind you, leave the house clean and clear for the next buyer. So that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject of final inspections. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching.